Welcome back in, everybody, to Compounding Capital. There's been a lot of big moves today, and we're about 20 minutes away from the bell ringing, market getting kicked off, and I want to go over exactly what is taking place. Now, if you've been following the channel, there's a couple names here that have really turned things around, whether we're talking about Pfizer, Bristol Myers Squibb, PayPal, big moves in Raytheon Technology. And if you're a long-term subscriber and you caught my Sprouts Farmer Market video, this thing was trading for under $20 a share and is now over $100 a share. And that sucks for me because I don't own any. So today I'm going to be dropping a lot of videos, and if you like these type of videos where I give price targets, fundamental analysis, and I'm going to line up the technicals with those fundamental analysis, be sure to click down below, like and subscribe, because there's going to be some great content being dropped today. And if you have any stocks that you personally want me to look at, leave a comment down below. I will do my best to try to get them done over the next few weeks. So let's get into two names that I've done analysis on and I've found to be very strong buys for this year into next year. And that's going to be Pfizer and PayPal. Once again, we are hitting new highs in the account at $35,593. Just a little bit of a year ago, this was a $25,000 account, and we've started documenting everything on my personal journey. Now, I always just recommend buying a broadly diversified index, set it and forget it. As you guys can see today, I'm up nearly 1% on the day, and that's contributed to really one name. And that is going to be Pfizer, where I'm sitting on 415 shares. It's probably going to have some resistance at these levels around $31.28. I'm imagining we're going to see some selling pressure because the chart has told me that's kind of where we're going to start seeing some resistance. And as you guys can see here, it was an ugly start to this portfolio, but we've rebounded extremely nice. And a big part of my income, or a big part of my returns, are going to be based off of about a 3.5% dividend yield in this portfolio. And as you guys can see here, I have right around 6.5%, not including today, versus the S&P at 4.9, the Dow Jones at 3.27, and the NASDAQ at 4.92. The only index I'm not beating right now is the Russell 2000, but I definitely have a chance of catching it today as long as we see our other stocks really do well. So before we get into Pfizer and PayPal's details here, what is something we need to think about if we want to be a good individual stock picker? And that is earnings. Price action always follows earnings. And where we thought the opportunity was for Pfizer was everybody was selling the stock, but we thought earnings kind of hit the trough, meaning it's going to be as bad as it's going to be right now, and things are going to turn around. And so we lined up the price action with those fundamentals, started averaging in around that 25 and change mark. Right around $25 to $26, we got a substantial amount of shares. And so with that thesis in mind, what makes a great investor is somebody who understands where earnings are going to go into individual names. Are they going to go down? Are they going to go up? And is the market mispricing that individual equity? And so we thought Pfizer was going to be at a trough and stabilize the business, and that's exactly what this news is. The earnings are now stabilizing and actually starting to outperform. They hiked their revenue outlook to $59.5 billion to $62.5 billion, which means we're going to update our models to get a new price target. They still have $4 billion of savings costs that they believe is going to come by the end of 2024, and their focus is going on the cancer treatment because of that acquisition of Seagen for over $43 billion. And there's also talks of them having a once-a-day pill that can keep up with the GLP. That would just be icing on the cake. So if we're just taking Pfizer for face value and saying that some of the things in Seagen are going to come out and they're going to have steady 3 to 4% growth, that's what I want to use because I'm already in the name and I want to be very conservative to make sure I keep my gains intact here. And I also love the fact that I do have a 6% dividend yield to kind of build some safety underneath price volatility. So they really did a great job of dominating what earnings expectations were of 46 cents. They came in at 60 cents, and they also beat on revenue pretty nicely here, nearly a $300 million beat. So very strong top and bottom line beat for Pfizer here, and it definitely looks like the business has stabilized. So Pfizer is guiding between $2.45 to right around $2.65 of earnings. We're going to meet right in the middle and say, hey, they're going to do $2.50 here and do some quick paper math. Pfizer normally trades at a forward PE sitting right around 13.5 times earnings. So we're going to give it a 13.5 multiple. We get a $33.75 price target. For by year end of 2024, which means that there's still probably some movement here. Now, if they do hit on the top range of that, and just let's say they do hit 265 and we get a 13.5 multiple on that, we're looking closer to a $35, $36 stock. You guys can see here that I had right around $59 billion of expected 2024 earnings, which now is kicked up to nearly $60 to $61 billion. And I got a price target of $24 with a future value of $56. And so now we adjust these numbers and say that in 2025, I think they're only going to grow around 1%. In 2026 is where I start thinking CGen's going to start paying off, and they might have an opportunity here to compete with GLP-1s. This is going to take some time, but I also think they do have the opportunity to do both these things. I do think they can beat 6% growth, but as I stated, I want to be super conservative here. So I have them growing 6% from the years on, and then from 2029 going back down to 4%. And if we use those type of numbers here, we get a $27 price target with a future value of $58.81. So I think anything under $27 in Pfizer is still a good deal. And if we get a market pullback and you see those types of prices and they're still stabilizing on their earnings, I do think Pfizer is a pretty good buy at these levels. And so as I stated, it is pulling back down below that 31.28 mark that we've kind of pointed out here, and it's sitting at $31.15. And as I showed you guys, I think it could trade anywhere between $33 to $36 pretty comfortably by the end of this year. Let's dive into what's going on with PayPal. So we had a price target below $53.53 on PayPal, and it unfortunately did hit those levels. But this is where I thought the opportunity was. Once again, very similar to Pfizer, I felt like this was peak pessimism in PayPal. There's still good, strong fundamentals here, and I felt like you were buying a very good company at a very good price at these levels. In fact, PayPal hit a 52-week low at $50.25. So you definitely would have had the opportunity to average in below $53 a share. We take a look at where it is trading now after earnings. It is up to $63.18. This is over a 21% rate of return on PayPal in a very short period of time. They had revenue growth of 8% year over year. Now, this was a company people were expecting to have pretty much no revenue growth, and an 8% pop is definitely a huge deal when you're talking about billions of dollars of transactions taking place. They beat on EPS, earnings per share, and what do we always say? When you beat on the earnings per share, you're most likely going to have that appreciation. It's always great to have that top and bottom line beat, but as long as that earnings keeps slowly growing here, you're going to notice stock appreciation. Total payment volumes increased by 11%. Now, once again, this was a company that wasn't really supposed to be displaying any sort of real growth here. Operating cash flow coming in at $1.5 billion, where free cash flow came in at $1.4 billion, and it's a company that's sitting on $18 billion in cash. So this is a company that can definitely spend to stay ahead of its competitors, make acquisitions, invest in research and development, do buybacks, and maybe even pay a dividend at some point in time. And so what I want to do is just talk about where we have the growth. We have the growth sitting at 7% annually, and they're on pace now to do over $30 billion of revenue. And if we annualize out that $7.8 billion, so if we get $7.9 billion times 4 quarters in a year, we're looking at $31.6 billion of top line revenue that they're probably going to do for the full year of 2024. So as we update that and we say that if they can keep growing at this clip, they're probably going to be doing closer to $33.5 billion by 2025 and then steadily growing around 4 to 5%. We get closer to a 58 ideal price target for PayPal. From a free cash flow standpoint, we could be paying as much as $65 a share. So if we average that out, you're basically looking at $60 a share for PayPal, which means that it actually could still be a buy on any sort of pullback from these levels. If you believe that the company can grow anywhere between 7 to 8%, this is definitely one that's becoming interesting. Clean balance sheet, could definitely start paying a dividend. Could buy more shares back and really create more EPS growth within the company, bringing more value to shareholders. So this company has a lot of opportunities to still be valuable here. And so at these price points, I would wait for a pullback below $60 a share. But personally, this is an interesting stock. And if it got back down to that $53 a share mark, I'd probably be buying back in myself. So I just wanted to recap on 2 companies that I was extremely bullish on. Obviously, one of the companies you guys can see I have a pretty substantial investment in. At this point in time, I've really been focused on building cash, looking for some other opportunities, and definitely we're going to get into the next video of opportunities that I'm starting to see with certain companies selling off. But as always, guys, really appreciate your time. We will see you in the next one.